What's going on? I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to not believe me, but I don't feel very hot right now. Chemo it's a pain in the dick, right? And then you never know how you're going to feel day to day, but you know what'll make you feel a little bit better when chemo's kicking you right in the nutsack just like Classic does? A little PGA DFS, especially when it's the fourth major of the year. I'm here. I'm back. I'll go hard in the paint for you for about 35 minutes, all right? And then I'm going to go in my room and die and make my lineups, all right? And then lay in bed and watch golf. It's not the worst life, all right? What's up, new guy? My name's James, better known as the Degenerate 75. I am a DFS content creator. I don't know. I play DFS. I know a lot about it, and I'm here to help you get better. I'm not going to do it with stupid fucking picks and plays. If that's what you want, great news. There's 1,000 other shows out there that do that shit. Not here. I'm going to teach you how to play the game and maybe give you a couple pointers where you won't step on your dick. Because if you want to know a little secret, PGA DFS be real tough, all right? So, If for some reason you're watching this on DGen's channel later, get the fuck over to Ship It and like and subscribe to Ship It because I'm only recording live shows over here. I'm going to be doing all my football shows over here. Golf next year, I'll be doing over here, okay? So just like and subscribe on Ship It. There's DGen75. It doesn't exist anymore, all right? Big guy's been out there living life. If you didn't see, I played in the World Series of Poker. Was that just last week? Number 2 on my bucket list. It was awesome. Got in there. There's my receipt in case you think I'm full of shit. Got to see my boy Scott, 2017 champion. Went and had dinner at Giada's. Very good. The lady loved the bolognese pasta at Giada's. There's me. Well, that's not me at the final table, but that's me creeping at the final table. And that's just a room full of fucking people playing poker. I ended up making it to day 2. Couldn't get away from some queens. I maybe was a little tilted. What are you gonna do? By the way, a lot of the people liked my Ship It hat. They thought it was like, they didn't know Ship It was like a DFS thing. They thought it was like poker, which it kind of works because you like ship the pot, right? And I did take out 2 guys. Sadly, both of them were Americans, and with all the Euro donkeys at my table, I would have much rather taken them out. But still a cool experience. Plan on playing again next year. We'll see what the good Lord has in store for us. All right. So I am going to give away a ticket tonight. Me and you will build a $200 ticket. For this is everybody that liked and reposted over on Twitter. I'll spin it at the end. Reach out to me on Twitter. We'll build a lineup tonight. I'll give you half of whatever we win in the $200 single entry. It's not going to be my team. It's going to be our team. We'll build it together. So if you win, make sure to shoot me a DM on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, I don't know, fucking email me or something. All right. Very simple question. We got to get going. I'm already sweating like a whore in church in here. What is my first? Oh, yes. Here you go. New guy. First question of the night. See, I got chemo brain. It makes you a little slow. Here you go. Have you made your lineup yet? You have. I know you have. Because, we're what, 5.5 hours away from lock. You got panicked. You made your lineups. I get it. You got to be better than that, new guy. There's still plenty of time to get all the information in this and still make it. And we're going to start, we always start contest selection. And let me just go ahead and tell you, here's the big $25 millionaire maker for tomorrow, which, by the way, is almost full, which I should tell you it's already full and just save you some money. Because if you're going to go toss your 1 or 2 lineups in this, go put your $50 in it and have a dream. I can already go ahead and tell you how this is going to end. You're not going to win, all right? You're not going to win it. It's just horrific. This is I get it. You got $50 you want to waste, that's cool. But, if you ever want to, play DFS every week and, make it sustainable and not have to remortgage your house because you're losing your dick every week, just stay away from contests like this. Second place, we always want to be half of first. It is a smooth 1/10. Polly, tell them.
Get the fuck out of here.
But people don't care because they think they're going to win first, and they're not. They probably have a better shot of getting struck by lightning in the nutsack twice in a day than they do of winning this. But they don't care because they heard on a podcast to play Tony Finau, and now they're going to win. Whatever. You can't help those people. Look, there's so many good contests. If you would just scroll down here to the prize pools when they get under $100,000. And why do I say the ones under $100,000? Well, there's not near as many fucking people in them, right? That makes it a lot easier to win when you only got to beat a couple thousand people instead of 145,000. And the payout structures tend to be way more balanced down here. The $1 20 max, the $12 single entry, the $6 drive the green. Just go the $5 single entry. Or if you're a medium level player, this $10 18 max, $150 single entry, $33 single entry. If you would just play in these contests, you would have such a better experience. You would be amazed how much better, if you have that one asshole, you've got 3 guys in the top 10, 2 guys in the 20s, and you have that one dickhead who's T58. You could still win those kinds of tournaments even with that dickhead. Whereas because in the main, if you don't have all 6 guys nutted, you're screwed, right? So I'm telling you, you just get such a better sweat for your money. You get it, when you finish 6th place, you actually win nice money instead of breaking even. So I'm just going to encourage you to do this and always follow the 3 rules. Try to never play in contests where first place is more than 20%, preferably even lower than 20%. Second place always needs to be at least half of first place, and 10th place, preferably, we would like to be at least 1/10 of first. We will settle for 1/20th. If you've noticed that the showdown contests have been way better in their prize structures, you're fucking welcome. I used my influence in Detroit, and now we got really good showdown contests, don't we? Not all of them are good, but at least they put 1 or 2 good ones out there for me, or I fucking bitch at them. I know you're watching, Jay. All right, so there you go. That's contest selection. That's the first place you're dicking off. Please stop doing that. And for all of you that just don't believe me, you're like, I don't believe you, man. You're just pulling this shit out of your ass. We've been tracking this all year. This is the cumulative over here. If no matter what kind of person you are, 1 entry guy, a 2 to 5, what do all these guys have in common? They all are fucking losers for the season. And it's not just that they lose, it's about a 91 to 93% loser rate, right? So anybody that's telling you, man, I just play in that 25 and I just win every week, well, they're full of shit. The only way you can be profitable playing in those is you better bink 1 or 2 of them a year, right? And the problem is you're putting in one lineup and the very best players are, but oh shit, it's here. Amazon came through. I had a pet. The lady just came in. Holy shit. I did an overnight of Amazon. I didn't think it was going to be here, but it's here. She just brought it. The video is going to be so much better now. Thank you, lady. All right, sorry. Lost my train of thought. I did not think Amazon would get here in time. I'm fucking shocking that Amazon didn't. Here's the thing with Amazon. If you do overnight and you don't care, it's always there by noon, right? If you need it here by 7 o'clock, not a fucking chance it'll be here by 7 o'clock, but it did get here by 7:06. So we're not going to bitch too much, all right? Good job, Amazon. All right, which, by the way, the stash should be a pretty good fucking clue what's going on, all right? Should be, if you haven't figured out what's going on, the stash should be a big clue. I see 427 people watching, 200 likes. That means there's 239 because it just updated dickheads in here. 200, that's a lot of dickheads on a Thursday night before lock. I hate to see it. So anyways, what do all these guys have in common? They're all losing. But at least the 150 maxers, they have leverage on you, and they can spread out good player pools. So don't play in them, man. I'm trying to help you. I want PGA DFS to be fun and sustainable, and I want you to have a sweat, and I don't want you to always feel kicked in the dick and defeated like it can't be done. It can be done. I'm not promising you're going to be a winner, but you can make this a sustainable hobby that, like, you can break even and maybe hit a good one day if you just do these little things right. I'll fucking preach it till the day I die, brother. That's how I roll. All right. Let's go. Next thing we're going to check. What's the first thing we always check? New guy. Weather. Very good. Very good. You didn't even say wind. You said weather. I'm proud of you, new guy. But I'm actually going to throw you a curveball because we're not going to weather first. Today we're going to talk about tee times, all right? I'm just going to, if your IQ is not at least 115, you might want to click off for about the next 3 to 4 minutes because this shit's going to I'm going to get down in the fucking weeds right now, okay? We're going to talk tee times. And the Open Championship, the British Open, it's British, I'm British, Open it's unique. It's the only tournament all year where we get them all going off of hole number 1. Everybody goes off number 1, and they just go out for over 11 hours, right? It's like all fucking day they go out. Most tournaments, they start at 1 and 10, and then you play that, and then they flip over and they play, and then the afternoon guys start about 2.5 hours later. That's not how this works. This will just be guys going off 1. So for all of you that stay up all night, all excited to watch golf at 12:30, just know for for the first 3 hours, you're going to be bored out of your mind fucking watching Justin Leonard bogey everything, okay? Because it takes a while for enough guys to get out on the course for coverage to actually be good, right? On a normal tournament, you guys got guys going off 1 and 10. The course fills up quickly. It's a good watch. But this one takes a little bit to get the wheels started. That's why I like to take a little nap from about midnight till about 4 in the morning. That's how I do it. You do your thing, but that's how I do mine, all right? So, we're going to talk tee times. This is the only one all year where there's a 156-person field. The Masters does the same thing where everybody goes off 1, but that's a 90-person field. This is a 156-person field, which means that it is going to take a long fucking time for all these guys to go off number 1. And here's the thing. When you do that, you would think, okay, so the guys that go off early, day 1, so Justin Leonard, Tom Hamilton, Jack McDonald will be the first 3 off tomorrow. Yeah, it is tomorrow. Or late tonight is what most of you are thinking. And they will be the first ones to go off. So you would assume that they're going to be the last ones to go off Friday, right? Because you play early one day, you play late the last. You're wrong. This is where we're going to get into the weeds. There are basically, every player has 4 types of tee times between their early and late, right? Justin Leonard, Tom Hamilton, all these guys right here are what we would call early because they have the earliest tee time Thursday. And notice they don't go off the latest on day 2. Matter of fact, they go off very middle of the pack on day 2. So we're going to call them middle. So they're early one day and then they're middle of the pack the next day. So they never have a late tee time. And when we look at the wind here in a minute, you're going to realize that is actually a really nice gift to have, right? So there's guys who have early, mid. There's some guys who have mid, and then they go early. So that would be guys like Ewan Ferguson, CT Pan, Romaine Lettuce, right? Those guys, they have a mid tee time day 1, and then they go off super early day 2. So there's early mid, there's mid early, and then there's the flip side. Then there's guys who are late day or mid day 1. So that would be guys like Steven Yeager, Shank, all these guys down here. They go off at a mid time day 1, and then day 2 they go off late. So they have a mid time, and then they have a late tee time day 2. And the inverse of that is most of the studs down here are going to have late day 1 and mid day 2. They never get one of those earlier tee times. So you need to understand that there is not a true early late. There's early mid, mid early, late mid late, right? And why does this matter? Because I'm telling you, if you are trying to find some scrubs and you are trying to find a micro edge this week, which we saw in 2016 paid huge dividends. Let me just tell you, last week I played the Scottish Open. I had one of my best weeks of the year, won multiple tickets, cleaned house, won at everything, won at Showdown, and all I did, I literally had no hot takes last week. I literally just played the weather because it's Scotland and the weather makes a much bigger impact there than it does at all these shitty fucking birdie fests here in the United States. So this is why I'm leaning so hard into the weather, because finding a weather edge, especially for your scrubs. Look, if Scotty Scheffler or Bryson DeChambeau have their A game, it doesn't matter what fucking conditions they're in. But you want to know, it does fucking matter to Jorge Campillo, all right? He needs good conditions to be successful. So I'm going to be trying to target these guys. And if you want to know, when we look at the weather here in a second, I think that the guys who have the best chance to avoid the worst weather are going to be guys who have mid-early or early-mid. All right, so that's going to be most of the dudes in this box. So like Ryan Fox, Gary Woodland, Henrik Stenson, Louis Oosthuizen, Sepp Straka, guys like that, or guys who have a early time and then go mid. That would be guys like Rio Husatuni and Adam Scott and Justin Rose, Sung J M. Right, those guys I think are going to avoid the worst afternoon because as we'll see here when we look at the wind, because I'm not a fucking poor and I can afford the $18.99 a year to give you the best weather projections out there. No wind finder for me. Not a poor. You will see that the afternoons get fucking spicy, especially Friday afternoon, okay? But if you think I've already went way too far in depth, we're going even further. The big guy got down in the fucking weeds this week, all right? When you're just sitting around your house sick, it allows you a lot of time to dive into the weeds, and I've got another one for you. It's not just that the wind is going to be blowing. The traditional winds here are a northwestern to southeastern wind. Right? That is the prevailing winds. If you don't know what prevailing winds are, fucking Google it, all right? So, but notice, on Thursday and Friday, we have almost a direct south to north wind, which is not typical for this course. And when you learn the layout of this course, this really, really matters because the first 6 holes of this course are where you get your scoring in. You have three short par 4s with basically a wedge in, and then you have 2 par 5s, right? So 5 of the first 6 holes are all scoring holes, right? And traditionally, you have the wind either slightly helping or directly helping because it runs with that with the northwesterly to southeasterly winds, right? That's the prevailing winds. But weirdly enough, that's not what we have this week. And on the flip side of that, 13 coming home, 13 through 18 typically play directly back into that wind. And you have a lot of hard holes. 13, 15, 16, 18 are all very difficult holes, especially when they're playing into a headwind, which is the prevailing winds. But with these new winds coming from the north to the south, it actually makes a hurting wind for the first 6 holes, which I'm not particularly concerned about because they're not holes. They're holes you're still going to be fine on even with the wind in your face. But what I do think is I think it's going to make these back holes easier for a lot of people because you are going to have a slightly helping wind. It's going to be coming off of the left edge, probably about, a 45% help wind on 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And that is a pretty brutal stretch coming home. Now, down here, this is where the course really kicks your ass, is 7 through 12 down here, right? But these holes are going all over the place, and when these holes go all over the place, you're basically just going to need guys who are striking the ball well. It doesn't really matter which way the wind's going as much, right? Although 12 looks like directly back into the wind. So, what am I telling you here? I think that those last 6 holes are going to play easier than normal. I think the first 6 holes are going to play about the same as they normally do because even though there's a hurting wind, I don't think it's going to hurt that much. So what am I trying to tell you here? Well, what I would tell you is this. I don't want my guys out there when it is super, super windy trying to make the cut on a Friday afternoon. Because if you can't see Friday afternoon, look at this. 18, 16, 17 with 28 mile an hour gust, and it's coming off of an angle. So it's going to be a side wind. So imagine you're hitting your tee shot on 11. Your guy is 2 shots clear, right? And if you don't know, 11's the one with the train going next to it, right? And that wind is going to be blowing straight off the east here, and you got a guy that just likes to hit a little cut. All of a sudden, that becomes a big old hook. That'd be a big old slice, and he is OB, and now all of a sudden your guy's not making the cuts. So if I'm looking at this, what I am seeing is these Friday afternoon winds scare the shit out of me on some of those holes coming home, because it is going to be blowing, and even though it is a slightly helping wind, it's still windy, and it's still going to lead to them misadjusting their shots. And if I were to look at this, Friday afternoon looks a lot worse to me than Thursday afternoon. So if I'm looking at that, some guys that I would be very leery of, especially when it comes to my scrubs, especially my scrubs. Studs are going to be fine. You're going to have to play some studs that are going to be out there Friday afternoon. But guys who are going to be out there the very latest Friday afternoon, Finau, Henley, Pavon, Tom Kim, Bryson, Fleetwood, Rahm, Iceberg, Harmon. So if you're kind of already on the fence about Rory, Hatton, there's a lot of chalk guys who are going to be out there Friday afternoon when the wind is going to be the gustiest and not necessarily the help. It's going to be hurting them on the first 6 holes and not necessarily, it's not going to hurt them on the last 6, but it is going to be blowing. And even if it's a slightly helping wind, winds blowing can still fuck you. So if you're thinking about fading some chalk, I would look at fading chalk from guys who are going to be out there Friday afternoon. And here's what I definitely wouldn't do. I'm not playing any scrubs on guys who are going to be out there late Friday afternoon. So like a guy like, you're feeling really cute and you're like, I got a feeling about old fucking, I don't know, Sean Crocker, whoever the fuck Sean Crocker is. I wouldn't do it. I'm not putting my guys out there Friday afternoon trying to make the cut when it's going to be the windiest. So there you go. That's the weather. You got to remember to look at these tee times, because there is no such thing as early late. There's early mid, there's mid early, there's mid late, there's late mid. I would be trying to find my scrubs, okay? Those guys that you just need to make your 6 of 6 lineup so you have a chance to win a GPP. I would be trying to get them from the early mid or the mid early. I think the mid early is even better because that means they'll be out there Friday morning, and Friday morning looks so much better than Friday afternoon. Okay, so that's how I'm doing it. As far as the studs go, it doesn't matter. I've already told you, it doesn't matter. I've been tracking it all year. It just doesn't matter. Like, here's a perfect example. This is from the Scottish Open last week. I played the weather edge. I got there, right? And look, under 7,500, the cut rate for shitty players was 62% of the players came from the good wave, only 37% from the bad wave. Yet when you go look at over 9,000, it doesn't matter. The good players just get there. It doesn't even matter that they were from the wrong wave, right? But this is what I'm telling you. I will just keep going back to this. When you are upset, you never get those 6 of 6 through. You can never find that scrub right. Getting your scrub out there in the best possible conditions gives him the best shot. It doesn't mean he's going to do it. It just is about putting them in the best spot. And if you don't know, with the tighter pricing this week, nailing your scrubs, I think, will be as important as nailing the guy up top who's going to win. Because probably one of the top 10 golfers in pricing is probably going to win, right? So there you go. By the way, look at that. The wave edge. Was there a wave edge? Only 42% of the top 10 golfers. So the good golfers, like Rory, it doesn't matter he's in the bad wave. He still went out there and boat raced, right? Because he's good like that. Well, I mean, he's okay. He's okay. All right, there you go. We also need to talk about the art of the pivot, all right? I talk about this every week. Every week we got chalk. We all know what chalk is. That's how owned somebody's going to be. And here's what I want to tell you. You can't fade all the chalk, especially this week. There's a lot of fucking chalk this week. But here's what I can tell you. We've been tracking this for 8 months now, and it's becoming very clear. You can see last week we used Xander, Fleetwood, Ryan McKibben, Pavon, and you can see Pavon got outperformed by all of his people. McKibben got outperformed by most of them. Rye beat most of his. Fleetwood and Xander were 50-50 in theirs. But when you look at the year long, it's undeniable that if you are going to eat chalk, the place to eat it is up top. Look at this. That when you play 10K chalk, they're outperforming their pivots, okay, 77% of the time. So when you go eat that, whoever it's going to be, Rory McIlroy chalk this week, just know, based so far this year, it is a 78% chance, 77.5% chance that the chalk will outperform the pivots up top. At 9K, it's 56-44. So right there, you could say that if you're going to eat chalk, the one place to eat it is up top. It is getting there much more frequently than the pivots are. But on the inverse of that, when you get down here and you get down to the 6Ks and 7Ks, it's almost the exact opposite. Look at this. 65% of the time, pivots are outperforming the chalk 6K guy. And that's no surprise, because if you're 6K for a reason. You're a fucking rando who has a wide outcome of results, right? Your range of results are this big. And if you have that kind of range of results, why would you ever play one of those guys at 13% when there's a mother father right next to him at 3%, right? So We've been tracking this all year. You can see it's all right there. Once again, I always think the art of ownership is trying to figure out who to pivot off of and who not to pivot off of. You have to play some chalk this week, right? We're about to do ownership right now, and if you fade every single person that I put in red right now, I promise you're going to lose because one of those guys is going to go apeshit. One dim guy is going to go apeshit, all right? All right, let's see. This is the top 10 highest owned. A couple honorable mentions on here. Wonder what that's about. So first up, we've got old Scotty Scheffler. We'll talk more about this in Steam and Moonwalk in a minute. But right now, Scotty Scheffler, I'm interested to see what happens with him. I think if he comes in at 20%, I won't be shocked. It comes in at 30%. It's kind of like the community. It almost feels like they've forgotten about him. But at the same time, when you just go put in any long-term statistics, like Scotty is like night and day better than everybody in this field. And one thing I would say, once again, the pricing is tight this week. This is much tighter pricing than we've had in any of the majors this year. You're going to really struggle to put Scotty with another stud this week and build a lineup that doesn't make you vomit in your mouth a little bit, right? So first up, I think Scotty, he's kind of in a field all of his own up there, and I think he's going to come in lower owned than people think. So I'm going to go ahead and just bitch hedge right off the bat and just give him chalk. I don't think he's going to be as chalky as people think, right? Because here's what I do know. People are going to take that $1,400 discount. They're going to play the narrative that Rory's ready to win after he let the U.S. Open slip away. Well, there is that, and that he's a fucking loser, so whatever. Rory, I think, is going to probably be the highest owned golfer. I would probably make an even money bet that he will be higher owned than Scheffler just because that $1,400 is going to go a long way. And there's that whole middle ground where I think Rory's a loser bitch. So with that, I'm going to give that man...
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
That is gross, except when we do. Except when we do. Good job, guy in the back. Welcome. All right, guy in the back said, except when we do. That's right. Sit down. All right. Next up, Colin Morikawa, playing great. Honestly, I think he's a little underpriced. They got the Best Buy pricing at $9,900. We know what that does to people. People are like, oh my God, I got him for under $5. That saving me so much money. But if he were $100 more, they'd be like, that's so expensive. I can't afford that. So, Colin Morikawa coming in at 23%. I hate to say it, but he's kind of he's playing good. He's playing good. I'm not gonna lie, but I got to be consistent. That man.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey
But at least he's playing well. At least he's playing well. All right, from there, I actually think Xander's a guy that you're going to get quite a nice discount on. Look, I just understand math, and I understand how lineups get built. And if people are spending money on Scheffler and Rory and Morikawa, someone's got to get squeezed. And I've heard a little bit of steam for Rahm. I think Bryson and Xander are the two guys that you're going to see kind of surprise come in really low, but I can't give him okay chalk. So we'll just give him, chalk. I don't love it, but it's still acceptable. All right, when you get down here to the 9Ks, I think, I just think these two guys, I just don't think they're good enough to justify this ownership at this price. Tommy Fleetwood's not a $9,300 golfer, nor is Terrell Hatton a $9,500 golfer, yet people are going to play him. And I bet in the 444, which I have a couple tickets in, I bet they're going to be well over 20%. So just on principle alone, those two guys...
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
But they're British, and this is the British Open. We've got to play them. No, you don't got to do shit, all right? I'm going to call him donkey chalk. If you don't like it, watch another fucking stream, all right? From there, Iceberg, at 10,100, he's, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. He's, chalk. Tony Finau, I can feel this one in my loins, boy. I can feel it in my loins. I say it says 16.6% there, but I'm telling you, I feel it in my loins. He's going to come in quite a bit higher. People are going to say, oh, Tony Finau's the second or third golfer in my lineup. It's not a bad Scottish accent. Not bad. There's a Scottish guy watching right now being like, this fucking guy. All right, I was more Irish. All right, Tony Finau, fuck it. That guy right there, he's going to be...
The man's donkey chalk.
I don't care. I don't care. He's going to be over 20%. Tony Finau is... I'm going to go ahead with my hot take right now. Tony Finau will be one of the 4 highest owned golfers this week. I don't care what that fucking says, Bob. I don't care what it says. All right, Aaron Rai, Corey Connors, the 2 spots. Sung J M would be another one. Those are the 3 landing spots for everybody's 4th, 5th, 6th guy in their lineups. They're just comfy. They're a warm little fucking Care Bear blanket. Aaron Rai wears 2 gloves, so if the weather gets up, he'll have his 2 gloves on, his iron covers on his little clubs, so that there's no water on them, so they can strike the ball well. True underdog story. Both those guys, you know what's coming. Both those guys, both of them are the definition of.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
I get it. They're both playing well. But I'm just telling you, Aaron Rai, I don't know. This is what Rai or Connor. I'm telling you, one of those is going to break your soul. Put them both in a lineup so I can just say, one of them broke your soul. I told you so. All right, thank you. All right, last up, a couple honorable mentions. Oh, Louis Oosthuizen. I'm telling you, man, he is the perfect donkey chalk. He has the holy trinity, right? He's underpriced. for his long-term talent. He has a good course fit, and he's in good form. That's like the holy trinity. And he's 6,800. Adam Scott with a good one last week. Both of them coming in at 12% in the 6,000s. You know the rule when they're over 12% in the 6,000s. I hate to say it. I like Louis, but Jesus, what are we doing? These guys?
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
So gross. A lot of donkey chalk this week, people. All right. If people are moving up and down, then that means some people must be, if we've got ownership, people are going to look, and some guys are going to get steamed up tonight. Some guys are going to moonwalk. Here's my prediction on who it's going to be. First up, guys who are going to steam. The first one, Tommy Fleetwood, is a guy that just people love him. This community cannot quit that guy. Okay, it's the British Open. If he's ever going to win a major, it would be this one. But man, at $9,300, I'm okay fading him. But Tommy Fleetwood is going to get steamed up tonight. I think you're going to see him well over 20%, and because of that, he is getting steamed up tonight. The other one, I'm telling you, Tony Finau will be one of the 4 highest owned guys this week. Tony Finau is so easy to be the third guy in your lineup. You can go with, whatever, Rory, Fleetwood, and then you can go Finau, and you still can build a pretty decent lineup doing that. And Tony Finau is a great win player. Tony Finau has a great Open Championship. Tony Finau is playing good golf. He checks almost every box. At 8,700, people will feel like they're getting a free score. He will be over 20%. I can feel it in me loins, boy. So that guy is getting steamed up tonight. And the last steam guy, Louis Oosthuizen. Louis driving his, what is he? A tractor around. All right, so Louis has got, look, I just know. I already told you, he has the Holy Trinity. Every time I tell you there's going to be a steam guy, they have to fit the Holy Trinity. They have to be underpriced. They have to be playing good golf. They have to be a good course fit. He is all 3 of those, not to mention his Open Championship history. People love Louis. He is going to be popular. I think he will certainly be the most popular player in the 6Ks. If you look at that chart and you play the long game, there's no reason you should play him, but it's your world. I'm just living in it. But it doesn't matter. The guy is getting... So if people are steaming up, someone's got to be moonwalking backwards. Who's moonwalking? Scotty Scheffler. I think Scotty Scheffler, I would bet money that he is closer to 20% ownership than he is to 30% ownership. And it's one very simple reason. Pricing is tight. Right? For so long when he was around 13,000, it was okay because there were so many really good players in the low 6Ks. The next closest players were like 11.8, right? It was easy to get him in there. And then you could get Morikawa at 9,100 and stuff like that. So you could do it. But with pricing being so tight on this one, I just don't think he's going to do that. I think you're going to see him surprisingly lower tomorrow than you would expect. So he is going to moonwalk backwards. Next up, Xander Schauffele. I already told you. I think this is just a numbers game. Someone's got to get squeezed up top. And 11,200 ain't a small price tag, Bob, especially when you go look at the 5,000s this week. Ain't nobody wanting to play the $5,000 guys this week. Matter of fact, once you get below about 6,400, it gets gross. So with that, I think Xander's just a casualty. Why would anybody play Xander when they could just, for $1,300 cheaper, go play Morikawa, who is playing better golf? And people are going to make that rational decision. Xander is going to get squeezed. I think that he is going to moonwalk backwards. And lastly, the last one, Shane Lowry. I think Shane Lowry is a fine play, but at 8,200, that is not cheap for a guy who is, we're used to playing at 7,300. Furthermore, with the tighter pricing and all of the guys around him in that 8K range, he's just going to get squeezed. People are going to click on Tom Kim ahead of him. People are going to click on other players in that 8K range ahead of him. And so because of that, it's nothing against Shane Lowry. It's just simply the guys that are around him. He is going to moonwalk backwards. There you go. That's the steam and moonwalk, guys. Let's get over to the model, because if you don't know, the model is life. 600 people in here, 345 likes. That's 255 cock gobblers. Okay, so here we go. Some things we looked at. We looked at Open Championship, scoring relative to par when it's difficult, bent grass greens, greens and regulations, good drive scrambling, those wedge ranges, because you're going to need a score. There's about 4 holes where you're going to have a nice wedge in, and you probably need to find 2 birdies on those holes, Bob. Okay, approach around the greens, blah, 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 blah. And just fucking shocking! Scotty Scheffler, number 1 in the model. I don't know how I make such good models that the best player is number 1 in my model. I don't know how I do it. Truly a gift from the heavens, right? You can see Rory McIlroy and Xander Schauffele look really good in the models here. I'm telling you, I think John Rahm's going to get up to like 12 or 13%. I was interested in playing him when I thought he would be 5 or 6%, but it seems as though I feel pretty confident he's going to get up to double-digit ownership. Old Iceberg looked pretty good last week, except for Sunday. 10,100. I think he's going to be a good play. Morikawa's going to be wildly popular. Poor Victor Hovland just getting absolutely squeezed right here. Not a soul's play in Victor Hovland because he's going to be between Hatton, Fleetwood, and Morikawa, who are 3 of the most popular golfers on there. Patrick Cantlay is still a neckbeard, can confirm. Brooks Koepka had a kid, which not that guy needs anything else to distract him from fucking practicing. Cam Smith, like when you say the Open Championship and I can get Cam Smith at 7%, I'm always interested. Right? I'm telling you, Tony Finau will be mega chalk. Hideki kind of fucked me last week, missing the cut. Going right back to that little loser bitch, because if you want to know something, I think the course is going to play a little bit tougher this week than people are anticipating. At least the first 2 days it will. And Decky is better on tougher courses than he is on easy courses. No surprise. Tom Kim is going to get some ownership, but then you got Lowry, Fitz, Wyndham Clark, Spieth, Neiman, Bobby Mack, Harmon, Cam Young. I mean, no one is playing these guys. Like, this whole range right here is just completely forgotten about. If you like somebody in this range, I think that's a really great range to get into, because people are just going to go from like Tom Kim and then they're straight down here to Rye and Connor at 7,300. Alex Noren is right there. If you want to try to pivot off of Rye and Connor, I think Alex Noren, Minwoo Lee, Tigala, these are all like guys who are just as good as those guys. Sepp Straka is always a guy I like on long, tough courses. If you get good Sepp, the guy's a fucking killer. And he is in that, mid-early one, which I believe is the one that I like the most. Louis, we already talked about that. Siwoo, are you going to chase that Sunday Siwoo round? I'm telling you, that guy's a head case. Ryan Fox, if you ever want to have your nuts tilted, just go fucking track Ryan Fox's putting. It'll make you want to rip your eyeballs out and never watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because fuck that Oompa Loompa. Let's see. Nikolai Højgaard. You know that guy's going to make 28 birdies this week and still manage to finish T58. Who else do we got here? Any sleepers we want to talk about? Oh, Ewan Ferguson, the Scottish man who let everybody down last week. Well, if you want to go with that Scottish narrative, this is in Scotland. Maybe he's the one that'll do it. Harris English, if you want a grinder, I think you need to play well in all four facets of the game, and Harris English is actually doing that. I think he's pretty interesting. Oh, Romaine. You know, I just realized romaine lettuce is in this field and iceberg lettuce is in this field. I'm having a fucking salad for dinner to honor all the lettuce in this field. Romaine got me a 444 ticket last week. Always love romaine lettuce. That guy can grind his balls. He's kind of like Pavon in that way. He can definitely shoot an 8 over and miss the cut, but when he's grinding his dick, he will grind for you. And then I'm telling you, once you get below 6,000, like, you need to bring a vomit bag on this plane, bro, because it gets real gross, right? Joe Dean. That sounds like a fucking make a character. Right? I don't even know what that is, right? So there you go. That's a quick rundown of everybody. Some thoughts, where ownership's going to go. Sung Jae is going to be popular. If you wanted a crazy pivot off of him, I think Jason Day could actually be good at this, right? You know, are you going to get good Jason Day or bad Jason Day? We don't know, but he's like Siwoo in that way. Which brings me to, who is the one guy I'm definitely not playing this week? Well, I will tell you, when I went to reserve, when I was, putting in my dummy lineups to hold my spots in contest this week, the first guy I was clicking was this guy. He had a huge Sunday round. This is a guy who's won a major before. I was like, oh shit, is he back? Ooh, look at him. He can putt. He can be good off the tee. But then when I started doing all this research on this wind coming off of the left, and I thought about how this guy fucking slices the shit out of everything, and now that wind's going to be pushing all of his balls straight to the right, I just couldn't do it. This is strictly I think he is a terrible fit for the way this wind is going to be blowing, so I am out. The one guy I'm definitely not playing this week, Wyndham Clark. I'm sorry, I can't play old Wyndham Clark. I can't do it. He was the first guy I thought of, and now I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball. Once I started researching this wind and then just seeing, he's going to go OB on 11. He's going to make a 6 on 13. He's going to make a 6 on 15. I can just see it, Bob. I can see it. I can see it in my lines. But this brings me to the more important question, and I've got to get dressed up for it. Who is the one guy I am definitely playing? Well, we got to, hold on. This just came from Amazon. I don't even know if this is on right. Let's see. Let's put this on. That's right, pal. That's right, pal. Let's see. How do I look? I look good? All right, let's put the headphones back on. That's right, pal. We're going to find out the one guy I'm playing. You're going to like it. I don't care if you don't like it. All right, let's get to it. The one guy we're definitely playing this week. Well, I think we need a little movie scene. What do we got here? Let me blow it up full screen. Here we go. Oh, shit, it's dodgeball. That's me. I'm him. Notice the stash? You like that? Oh, shit. Ron's in the house. Oh, we got a mystery man. Who's the mystery man? I'm being held. It's not going to be who you think. Some of you are going to be really mad. Oh, look at all those slap dicks. Take him down, mystery man.
Prepare to be humiliated on cable television.
Cable television.
Let me introduce my squad. Blade. Laser. Blazer. All right, hey, that's me. All right, here we go. Mystery Man, you know we ain't playing Hovland. Get the fuck out of here. Hatton, not a fucking chance I'm playing Hatton. Get the fuck out of here, Hovland. Get out of here.
Justin!
Justin,
I love
Oh, Ricky loves Thomas. You know I'm not playing those scrubs. Get the fuck out of here. Such a good movie. That's right. It's a good movie. Not playing him. Tommy Fleetwood, get the fuck out of here. It's 1v1. You know it's not John Rahm. Oh, shit. Morikawa from the top. That loser bitch. That's who's going to save the day? Is Colin Morikawa? What the fuck? Yeah, that's right. That's right, pal. Deal with it. Rory got knocked over. What a little loser bitch. That's right. The one guy we're playing this week, I'm playing Morikawa. He's just playing too fucking good. I don't like the guy, but I think you need to be playing well in all four facets of the game, and he is, right? So that's right, pal. I'm going to play him, and I don't give a shit what you say. We're playing him, and you're going to like it, all right? There you go. That is a true underdog story. Morikawa and DGen, we're going all the way this week. All right, this thing is hot as balls. Hot as balls, all right? And by the way, I got my mustache done just for you guys. Don't you like that? You like that? All right. All right, here you go. Here's what you need to know. A big shout out to all of our winners. That little Ship It Nation logo is taking over leaderboards. That is just from last week. Look at all those different people winning at different sports, at different amounts. It's just awesome. It's a great community. Shout out to all of our winners. Congratulations to you motherfathers. That's right. That's right, pal. And here's what I need to tell you guys, all right? Football season is back. Is the big guy going to be back for football season? Does a bear fucking shit in the woods? Of course I am. And here's what you need to know. We have a early sign-up football package right now for $299. And that is good. Notice we call it a football package, not an NFL package, because our football package, you're going to get NFL. Everything that Ship It has always done, plus everything I've always done. The Stone, my ownership, my projections, all of that is going to be there. And it's going to be there for NFL and college football, right? Look at the prices. Compare our price to everybody else in the industry, the competitors. But notice, they all have a $300 or $400 college football package. Mine's free. And I'm telling you, if you've never played college football DFS, you don't know what you're missing, motherfather. But here's the best part. You sign up for this early bird package right now, okay? While you're signed up for the next 7 weeks, you get free access to the site. So if you want to be playing PGA, MMA, MLB, all the sports that are going on, you just get free sites. So you don't just have to sit there with your cock in your hand just waiting 7 weeks for football to kick in. You can already be using all of the tools we have at Ship It. I am telling you, this is as good of a deal as going to be. Then you'll get the entire football season for $299. If you find you love the whole fucking site, we'll let you take that credit you spent on football and apply it to the All Access so you can get all the sports. I'm telling you, this is what we believe in at Ship It. Put your money into your DFS lineups and not into your fucking tout sites, and do it without sacrificing quality. That is what we do. That is what we believe. And if you don't believe me, just look at these fucking deals compared to everybody else. Yes, I have the Stone, the coolest fucking tool in all of the industry. I'm proud of it. I will have it for college football, NFL, and of course for PGA Classic and Showdown. This wig is really starting to wear my balls. All right, let's see who wins. Who's building the $200 ticket with me? You can't even tell I feel like shit. I've got a pounding headache. Oh, come on, hurry the fuck up. Cattier, there you go, Cattier, reach out to me. You got to be on Twitter because that's your fucking handle. All right, I think that's it, guys. I'm sorry, the show's a little shorter. Didn't feel good tonight, but I'll be feeling better once I get some rest and I get to watching some golf. I thank all of you for being here. Remember, never take these weeks for granted. Rule number 1, this is awesome. We get to watch golf for the next 4 days. We get to sweat. We get to tilt. We get to research. We get to watch content. We get to enjoy whether we win or lose. Never take these for granted. It is the best thing out there. Remember, it is about having fun. If you do it right, you do it long enough, you can be sustainable. What a gift it is. If that's not worth a celebration, I don't know what is. Well, anyways, I think it's time for a victory lap.